Good evening. Welcome to the Oz and Mini podcast episode 60, 16. Oh my god. 16. And the topic today is indeed all together in London. Um we are joined by our guests today. Well, first, we are joined by our co-host.
Yep, that's me.
Yep, I'm still not going to introduce you.
I'm, I'm Minnie.
Yep. And we are joined by guests today. We have Mooncoat Frost
Hello.
and we have Celegorm.
Hi.
And today we shall be sponsored by Celegorm's Art Commissions. Contact him at in Telegram at Celg, which is CELEG. Contact him for details on these uh, art commissions. I mean, to be fair, he is also on this podcast. And today,
That is fair.
yes, today we will be talking about, more specifically, not just the impact of what happened in LondonFurs, i.e., a group of us met up in LondonFurs, and it was some people's first LondonFurs, some people's first fur meet full stop, and then some people's umpteenth fur meet in London.
Many.
Yes, for me and you, Sogom, it's been quite a few now.
Well, I have no idea on how many I've been to. I so many.
I mean, same for me nowadays. But I mean, to be fair, I've been doing London for about a year and a bit now. So
No, not a year and a bit. It's been just less than a year.
no, it's been a year.
Has it?
Yeah,
Oh,
it was like August or
yikes!
something.
Time has gone ages.
Time flies when you're having some sort of fun. Um,
Time flies when you have entertainment.
yes, when you have entertainment like people, and
Like hugs.
that's a common feature.
Oh,
Yes, but yes, as obviously, of course, for the first time in quite a while, we actually have um, a furry background because we are doing a fur meet. We are doing a fur meet. We are doing a podcast on a fur meet. Uh,
ew.
and I want to just slowly use Minnie for the moment, and
Hello, yeah.
I mean that sounds wrong, and have her explain what happened at London Furs. You are co-host, so technically that makes sense. But yeah, go on.
I mean, it's a basic meet, so we all just met up at 12 o'clock in a location. I was it called the Conductor? I
The
believe so.
conductor at One Fleet Place.
There we go, even better.
Literally
And
the
we,
entrance of City Thames Link Station at Holborn Viaduct.
right, and we get the suits on for those of us who have them, and everyone, and then we just jump around and have a good time, and other people take photos of us,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, we
Yeah.
get up to some shenanigans, but otherwise it's pretty tame. And sometimes we have a, not that I've ever attended the walk, but sometimes there's a walk when it's not
Yeah.
raining.
If
But
the
it
the weather
wasn't
wasn't
constantly
weather
raining
wasn't the
because it's
greatest
London.
for a walk, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Although,
but it was good fun. Yeah.
yeah, it would have been nice to have a walk at
Do
that
you wanna?
location as well, because we would have walked through a nice memorial park, um,
Oh,
which I
oh,
can talk about. Which I can talk about.
Wait a
In a
you
second.
tell
We'll
me.
talk about it in a bit
exactly.
because first of all, I do want to point out that yes, we went to what that's just basically the description of what a fur meet is. And
Well, they needed it.
yes, for those for those, by the way, who are interested for London Furs, there will be a link that I will produce on the uh, YouTube description, and I'll also type it down on on the on the screen right now.
So Mooncoat, would you like to express what was maybe your favorite bit, one of your like highlights of the meet? Because I know you don't go often,
Yeah,
or is that your first time?
yeah. Honestly, talking from a newbie's point of view,
Yeah,
I can't really express enough how great it was. I mean, there weren't many fairs, obviously. I
yeah.
think it's probably due to the weather, but
Yep, I agree.
yeah,
Well, actually, there were surprising. Well, so as a newbie, there probably weren't many for you, but for me, there was
yeah.
actually quite a surprising
It's quite a
bunch.
Yeah, it was quite a
All right.
large amount this time
Hmm.
round.
Mm,
It wasn't like the largest we've seen, but it's been pretty big.
yeah.
Is there any favorite bit of yours, Mooncoat?
Yeah, I mean, it was generally just hugging all the fursuiters, socializing with the people, like-minded people. I would say.
Yeah,
The fursuit photos, they were pretty amazing.
they're funny.
Except I couldn't fit on the podium with you and Hadley. Me and Ravik had to put our faces in that little window of opportunity between those two furs. But yeah, it was amazing.
I'm glad you liked it. Yay. Celegorm, do you have any favorite bits?
So of that meet, my favorite bit probably was the group photo.
Mm.
Um, but I also really enjoyed everyone's reaction to me buying about six desserts for 7 people who are new to London Fairs that day.
I didn't think you'd do that.
You
He
didn't
does.
think I would do that. I'm a man of my word.
He does. He is a man of his word. And yeah, I was about to say for personal experience. I'll be honest. London Furs was half fun, half stress, because remember, as I'm going to scroll back a bit in terms of history. To explain what I meant by what Selgor meant by the group photo is basically uh, myself, Minnie, Mooncoat, and Selgorm are 4 members of a chat that I own. Minnie is staff of, and there are many more people. When I say many more, I mean well over 100.
109.
There's
Yeah.
109 on Telegram, 109, 180 something on 189 on Discord, and there used to be about 200 up to 200 people on Furry Amino,
No,
and
there was like over 200 because you had to make a third chat, didn't you?
yes,
The
Really?
overflow for the
the original
overflow.
chat now has 200, and this is a UK first chat which I inherited in the winter of 2017. Yeah, 2017. And since then it has grown to such a large extent. It's not necessarily the largest group for UK first. It's not the largest thing of any sort, but it is a pretty decent group. And the group has allowed us to express ourselves and become and flourish as people and also meet new people. For example, like I wouldn't be going to London first, I'll be honest, if it weren't for Selgorm inviting me. Because honestly, London Furs on your own, which is like one of the largest meets in the
More,
UK, is
it's
quite
more,
scary.
it's mortifying. Literally, when I had to go by myself for the first time, even after being there before, I was just so anxious.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't go alone.
Yeah, I
I
would be
definitely want to go
anxious.
if I knew at least one other person.
Although I now am confident to go myself, but that's not the point. The
I
point
mean,
is,
I need a handler.
I.
So.
The point is,
Panic attack by
I
myself.
I dragged Oz to his first London Fairs, and that's a something that I'll be proud of for the rest of my life.
I mean, to be fair though, every single Fermi I go to, I never really go quote unquote on my own. Uh, because I still don't have that sheer confidence to be like, right, I'm just gonna go, and then yeah, because I always have to I either have to go with someone or I know someone who's going. Um, and which is why obviously I can now basically just go to LondonFurs on my own volition, and there's always someone I know that's going as well. So, but it's
Normally me.
not just you nowadays,
Well, no, yeah,
because you got
not
the Relfurs
nowadays.
lot and amongst other people as well. So
Mm.
it is quite a. I mean, LondonFurs is, let's say, it's big, but it is a really nice thing to go to when you are a group. And I do want to say this personally. Looking at that, having that UK first chat is one thing, but to then go to a Fermi and have, how many was it? It was like
It was about 16.
16
I think
people.
it's 16.
Yeah, 16 people from my chat that I own and Mini runs, etc. Mini helps run,
Yeah.
etc. Um, in a Fermi, all going together and seeing like the fruits of your. There's only one way to put it. The fruits of your labour.
The friendships blossomed from your design.
Not my design, but people naturally do it themselves. It just so
Oh
happens that
yeah.
I just
You
have
run the chat they
I
met
have
in.
the infrastructure. I built the infrastructure from scratch half the. I mean, the Amino chat wasn't from scratch, but everything else was from scratch.
Yeah.
And to see not just, I mean, to be fair, we touched on this several times throughout the series of these podcasts. From that's the chat that the chat's the reason how I've got one of my besties, Mini.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, this friendship is amazing.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, come on, why else would we be hosting a podcast? You know what we would.
True.
We'll be doing
That's
this
very
together.
true.
I mean,
Yes.
who doesn't want to do something with your best friend? Exactly.
Yep.
I'm throwing praise at Minnie for the first time in
Love it.
8. I'm joking.
It's not even Mini Appreciation Week. You have to wait again.
No,
Oh
I'm just doing.
gosh.
Hey, I'm a bestie. I can do this no matter what. And
Doesn't mean you do it all the time though.
and the minion chat means it's like, I get to meet so many people from so many backgrounds and so many different situations and so many different kinds of people, and we're all just united in this one group. And that's what happens with most communities, definitely, but this one, sort of, because it's something that I've sort of helped build, it means a lot. And it's staggering to realize the impact that one can have on so many different people. And I truly, if those people who are listening on the on for UK Furs, if you're listening, thank you very very much. And for those who aren't even furry and just listening to this, well, thank you, because, well, you're here listening. So thank those people on the UK First chat for that. I do also want to. It's very early that I'm doing the thanks, but it's true.
Everyone deserves praise.
Yes.
I get to it.
I do want to. I mean, like, Minnie, is there anything you want to touch on first? On the
I never
on the
got to
UK
say
First
my
thing.
favourite bit. Okay.
On the
I
UK
felt
First
I
thing
left out.
first. I will ask you that immediately afterwards.
Okay.
Yes, because
Well,
technically we're still in Oz's favourite bit.
okay. Well, I'm really quite proud that, and then there were all these people who I knew from the chats. I just felt really proud because there's so much time and energy myself, us, and not only us, even the rest of the staff have put into the chats, and to see people come together and just be friends and like hang out
Have a social
and
life.
not just text each other. It was crazy. I met so many people on Saturday that I'd never met before, but I'd been talking to for years, and it was. I just can't get over it still now. I can't believe that I met so many people who I've known for like 2 years, even more.
It is
So yeah, I'm
staggering.
really proud that I was able to like be a part of this journey.
And I thank you, of course, for helping us, grow. I mean, come on. You need to behind every leader are about 6 or 7 different people who are, there always. And it's not just the staff members that I can thank to help get through. It's in that UK First chat. You've got not just the staff, you have the members themselves, and then you just have, I'll be honest, the people that are behind me, like in terms of my friends who are there to help me. For example, I will name drop the people who have been mentioned in these podcasts before. Glorious Water, who is a non-fur friend who's just helped me, who's just been there for me as a great friend. Avery, who's literally just one of my best friends. Amazing sod. Cameron, again, same thing. And I mean, those 3 get a special mention because besties. Minnie, of course, is bestie, but she already
I
got
thought
the
I was going to be
mention.
forgotten there. I
No,
was
you
like,
already got the mention. That's the
here we
thing.
go. I've been
You can never
demoted.
be forgotten, Minnie. You're too precious.
Oh, thank you. Oh.
It's not. I mean, to be fair, though, I already said thanks to the staff. So I was talking more about the people who aren't the staff who are also big help.
Fine. It's fine.
I know. And but yeah, it's just an amazing feat to be able to do this, and it's not just I'm truly thankful for everyone. It's more as well. It's that being able to join people and then seeing the fruits of your labor in real life. It's not just staggering. It just shows how how people connect. You see the seeds of relationships start developing with certain people. Visually
I'm cringing a little bit.
on that meet, but not just that. Friendships that are sort of like tied together. People meeting each other for the first time. People seeing each other and interacting with each other. And I can't finish anything else. Eating together in Weatherspoons.
I can talk about the things that made me happy.
Yes, other than your host.
Yes. Sorry, I'm ill. Anyways, on Saturday, I loved. I don't know. The thing I love about meets the most is that I can just be myself. Okay. So I suit. I'm a suitor. So I just love being able to play a character that I've essentially created, and I just loved being able to express myself and be very hyper and enthusiastic the entire time, especially around the people who I knew and even some of the people I didn't know who thoroughly enjoyed it. And just please people and put a smile on their face, because there's nothing better than going up to someone who looks like they're just like kind of reserved and a bit to themselves, and is going up and is bouncing around them and like making them happy and then hugging them. Like it's just the best thing ever. There we go. Rant over.
You forgot to say your favourite part is the onion rings.
Oh my gosh, the number of onion rings I ate. Oh, I loved them. Oh,
Yes,
they were good.
you were just taking them from my plate.
I took a lot of things that meat. Mooncoat knows.
You took the last of the brownies as well.
It's unbelievable.
Rephrase. I'm thankful that you did that.
I'm good.
She's not evil. She's just good.
Really
Hungry.
charismatic.
She's not evil. She's just energetic.
She's
Or in
not
my
evil.
case, tiring.
Yeah. I
She's
do
not-
think because I'm gonna leave soon. Sorry, I'll express myself. That I think one thing that I could have really benefited from was a handler.
Yeah,
A more
if I
full-time handler. I don't blame the person who was meant to be in charge because they had like 4 other people to manage that weren't me, and I could do a decent job myself. But I don't know when to say when to stop. So it got a
This-
bit intense sometimes.
this
and
is
I
where
really wish-
like having 4 different fursuiters to look after gets a bit, jumpy. Because
wasn't
we
even
had
first. It is just that new people, and I do not blame them at all.
yeah, but we had you, we had Hads, we had Curry Fanatic, we had Raven.
Even
Those are
Winter and Mooncoat, the
yeah,
Lacoste guy.
but I'm just naming the 4 fursuits that everyone had to like. Well, not everyone had to look out for, but like that we had there, who are in our chat, and then like it got a bit busy jumping between all of them because you were wearing that massive onesie as well. So
I think I'm probably the hardest person to handle because I don't stay in one spot. I just run around.
you need one person to look after you, and that's it.
I need one specific
Actually, no.
person.
You probably need 3 people to look after you.
Not really.
You 3.
Not
I
really.
need about 8.
Trust me, one person is sufficient.
Yes, yeah. I really, but I need definitely one person who's very much only looking after me because I was tickled and made to run after things, and yeah, it got a bit
Hectic.
some parts I thought I was not going to make it. But it's fine, I'm still alive. It was all fun. None of it was done out of mean intentions, but I needed a help. Someone who doesn't look cute and cuddly.
This is where
Yeah.
I come in because I'm
That's
not.
where you come in.
Yes, because I am neither cute nor cuddly.
No,
That's a
you're
lie. You are
both.
cuddly.
No,
You
you're
are
both.
you are cuddly.
And
you are
here
like
comes the compliments that always seems to pop up.
you're like the second best person I know to cuddle.
Whoa.
Second.
Second?
Ooh.
I mean,
I'm that
First.
high?
Who's
that, yeah,
first?
Wow.
Oh, whoa, who's first?
that's a secret.
Oh, mate, if it's not me, I'm third. Oh gosh. I'm not.
Hey, Minnie. If I ever have a spa day, you're the first person I'd pick.
Yay, I love spas. I've never been to one.
I mean, I like a different kind of
very-
spa.
We're deriving a lot.
Of course, Oz.
What? The racing track spa, Francorchamps.
Oh, I was thinking more spa as in fencing.
Yeah, or like
I
sparring,
mean, that-
like martial arts.
That's like third and fourth. Because
Anyway,
I was
Because-
thinking of a massage.
no, and second is Spa, the shop. I like racing tracks. I mean, come on.
Place, Cheltenham Spa.
There's not a spa in Cheltenham Spa, except probably a beauty spa, but that's a commercialised thing.
there are. Anyway, before I get off topic, because I was literally about to.
Yes.
Where were we?
So we've covered the favourite parts of meeting up in London, and I started to touch on how it was good to meet people that you knew online, that you'd spoken to for quite a while, finally get to interact with them and their face
In person.
in their face, interact with their face. Yes, I'll start with Mooncoat, obviously, because you haven't met most of the people that you saw on at LondonFurs, how was it to interact with people that you'd only been speaking to, whether it be online or sending whatever you send with it between each other?
Thanks, Sauce.
Very
Yeah.
ambiguous.
I wonder. Yeah, honestly, a day before, I was really panicking. I was really anxious.
Aw.
I didn't really know what to expect, really. Um, I wanted to be really the best person there was there, the kindest in a sense. But when I really arrived there and I met all these people from UK Furs, from London Furs in general that I probably haven't met before, it really surprised me how like the aura of positivity they generated. Uh, it's
Aw.
like I had
I'm
to like
melting.
really keep up with them, but I couldn't. I really enjoyed interacting with every individual from UK Furs. It was really a positive experience, and honestly, it gave me more of an insight on every person's character rather than just texting them online every day, since that can be hard for me to interpret, rather than face to face sort of interaction.
Hmm. And the day ended with us making a Fox Club.
Exactly, with only 2 members.
Free.
Well, 3 in total, but
Fox Club? Wait, what?
This clearly happened whilst I was dropping off
This
3
obviously
people.
happened when I was not there.
Yes, this obviously happened when I was dropping off 3 people at various stations. Well, 2
This is
people
a
at various
this
stations.
is a private party. I'm sorry.
Private party that
Yeah.
was hosted on the 63 bus in the evening.
Actually, no. We went on the underground.
Wow,
Did
that's
I?
lame. That's
I don't know
actually
how to
lame.
travel.
I mean, come on, you could have used Thameslink.
I
I
did use
mean,
Thameslink.
Yeah,
It costs the same.
I would have preferred bus, but then again, was not. I was. We did what others thought was fun because I live in London. I can go on the bus and the underground anytime.
Darlings, I must leave you.
Aw,
And I
okay.
shall become sole host for the rest of the
Yes.
podcast.
Thank you for having me.
We thank you
I-
for existing. Anyway,
Yes.
You can thank my
moving on.
mother for that one. Bye.
Bye,
See you,
Queen.
Winnie.
And we thank you for that. Anyway, as we were stating, yes, with all of these meets, what normally does happen is there's always in jokes that appear, and that's just how it works. I mean, I didn't. I think like this Fermi though, I didn't really get any in jokes. I don't know.
Well, it's something to look forward to next time you're at.
Yeah. Especially with the newer furs, it would take quite some time for them to adapt to the situation to get to
Yeah.
that level, in a sense.
Because we now know that so many of the people in just one time now want to come many more.
It's like once you do it once, you just kind of get addicted to it.
I mean,
It's
I
all
wouldn't go that far, but yes, basically.
it
I
sort
got meat withdrawal.
meat withdrawal. Yeah,
Yes.
a common thing that happens for some people, not always, not all people, but quite a few people after they've experienced a great experience. The next day's always been obviously trying to compensate for that with a withdrawal symptoms from it.
Mm-hmm.
I will ask first. I will ask Celegorm. How? I mean, you've dealt with many London furs. How do you? What happens? How is it the day after?
Normally, the day after, I am super hyped, just getting ready for the next one. Like because I've gone to so many for the years I have, I no longer just feel upset like, oh well, that's over now. That's unfortunate. Instead, I'm pumped for the next one. I make preparations literally the second I get home. So I I don't get after meet withdrawal. And I remember being told before there is actually a term used for it, and I don't know if it's the after meet depression or if it's the after meet blues, but it's something along those lines. So, fun fact.
I mean, there's probably a full-on proper explanation behind that sort of thing, but
Mm.
yes, you're not the only one. I don't really suffer from this sort of withdrawals, not just because I've gone to so many now, but it's more also because I normally have other things scheduled immediately, like afterwards, like in the next weekend and then the
You
next
don't.
weekend. So it's just
You
relentless.
don't have the time to mourn. Well,
I mean, to be fair, I do have time to mourn for other things, but besides the point, that's episode 11. It's more, I have the time to, you cherish the moment that you have, and then once it's gone, you you store it as a memory. And that's a good thing. And you use that memory to then reminisce and come back to. To be honest, though, because so many things happened on that meet, I kind of, it's just been a blur. It's a blur.
Yeah.
Although there are other reasons why my memory has gone to the pan, but well,
the
of course,
pan.
it's gone to the bedpan. The bedpan is the local lines for Thameslink. Anyway, and finally, Mooncoat Frost. How would you describe your experiences of the day after the meet?
Yes, I was pretty upset because I really wanted to go back about a day and experience everything all over again. I started dwelling on every happy moment. I started to think of things I can improve, new challenges I could set myself for the new meet. But yeah, it was again, as you said, it was mostly a blur because of just the sheer amount of content that happened that I had to experience. But I'm pretty sure, like I'm pretty happy about every single moment being a good one, a positive one, rather than a negative one. Uh, it really helps.
Yes. I mean, to be fair though, yes, I do know that some things at LondonFurs didn't go to fully to plan. For example, not everyone that was there on our chats ended up being in the photos. Not this is by the way, this isn't just the UK Furs one. There was another group photo for the Rail Furs group, which is a group of railway enthusiasts who are also furries. And this time last year we had a group photo and it was only 4 people. This year,
Ooh,
that I mean it was only 4 people because we just did it on a whim. This year, our
fair
group
enough.
photo has 9 people. Well, 9 people in the photo, but there's also like a few others that were supposed to be in the photo but either didn't or couldn't. And yeah, it now also means that in that group photo, I am the only non-fursuiter in that photo.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's quite a coincidence. That's actually kind of funny.
yeah, because the other and the 4 from the Rail First photo, the Rail First group photo, nearly a year ago, are there still, but they've all got suits now, and I I still don't because I choose not to.
You choose not
Fair
to
enough.
overheat yourself.
I mean, it's more because it's the monetary uh requirement to when you have one, and then the effort to
Maintain it.
maintain it, as well as the fact that at the end of the day, even though you're sort of like entertaining other people, I wouldn't mind having one eventually, but if someone else was taking care of it, basically, I like the maintenance of it, because I just don't have the time to I don't feel like I have the time to maintain it and also
Mm.
because I usually spend my money on experiences. Because when you spend your money on experiences, you kind of relish the moments, and then you experience moments. Like, for example, I go off to Nottingham, Fur Meets, to see friends, and I see my other half, and it is like, I go up there for the moments, to remember moments. I think it was like on the 26th, because it was a few days before my birthday. I went down to Portsmouth with a few of my friends, furry and non-furry, and we went down there in order to make moments, to relish those moments thereafter. Because if you make uh, moments that you can remember, it will fulfill it fulfills you. It makes you happy when you look back, and that's what fur meets do. You go there, you make moments, and you look back and you remember them. And it's definitely what happened on the second.
Very
Certainly.
enjoyable.
But yes, it is as we call I mean, like, what moment? I mean, I think, I don't know if I think we've touched on this before, but obviously, what is the moment that you think will stand out when we look back on it? Let's say in a month's time, or a year's time, even. What moment do you think will stand out of the fur meet we just had? I'll go with Mooncoat first.
All right, one moment that really stood out to me was when I was just having a conversation between the UK First Chat members, and a random fursuiter just came and spread his arms out, inviting me for a hug. Uh, we stood there and hugged for about, I don't know, 3 minutes, but that really meant a lot to me. It showed me how great the fandom can be, and even though it didn't really have reasoning behind it, rather than sort of more of a welcoming slash comforting, I think the little things can have a great impact, and it did on me. Uh, it did make me feel comfortable. It made me feel like I could express myself more, and you know, be satisfied. Built the foundations of trust. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm gonna ask next, Selgorm, what do you think will be like? Is the moment that would you think that would stand out in like a month's time or a year's time from last last Saturday?
Well, obviously, for one, the sheer amount of dessert I bought for everyone, but also just getting to spend time and finally meeting Moon, Hadley, like Winter, and everyone else that I had talked to for a while and not, actually met. And was, I really enjoyed spending time with, well, Moon and
Aw.
Hads.
That's. I mean, that's cute now. I think my defining moment wasn't actually at the fur meet. It was before the fur meet, which is weird. I think it was the
Hmm.
moment that where I met up with Winter at King's Cross, because you know full well, uh, you two know full well about me and Winter are pretty good friends, and
Yeah.
we've been wanting for me to meet for about a year and a bit, nearly 2 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say now, to be honest, I
go on.
actually wouldn't have guessed you two were friends.
Yeah, because it's quite. Yeah, you've not seen the early part of that.
Anyway,
Yeah,
your story. Continue your story.
yeah, and I think like the defining moment was like when I saw him at King's Cross, and I'm just thinking, this moment is happening right now, at this moment, and I'm running across the barriers to get to see him. I'm like, what the hell? This is happening in my turf. Because I was always assuming that I was going to have to go out to see other people. No, they come to me now. Finally. Finally! All of the hard work and all of the money spent going so many places is now paying off because now people are just going to flock to me instead. No, in all seriousness though, it is the fact that when you see friends that you've mooted to meet up with for so long, it really sort of like warms the cockles to your heart and just like be like, yes, this is finally happening. And yeah, it brings excitement and joy, and sometimes it also brings pain to my left shoulder. That actually happened. I mean, to be fair though, because of myself traveling to so many places and meeting up with people, I knew most of the people. I knew most of the people. When I say most of, like the most out of anyone else in terms of meeting people in person prior.
Mhm.
Because obviously I've known you two, I've met up with you two prior to this LondonFurs. I've met up.
Yeah.
I met up with Minnie so many times. Finn so many times. I've even met up with Artie once. So it's like, well, it was Purple Haze.
At the time.
No, Purple Haze is because he was in the podcast last week, which by the way is still in progress for editing because of the screw up by Twitch and my internet connection. I think this week it's doing okay.
Fingers crossed.
No,
Anyway.
it looks like it's doing okay.
Mm.
Yeah, and all of these like memorable moments come together, and it's just like it's not just. I mean, that moment stands out. The second moment that probably would stand out for me though, as well, is the assembly of the people who have been in my chats, and it's sort of, as I said before, it's a vindication of, continuing the chats, because I know there have been times, so many times, where I've wanted to retire as leader from that UK First chat. But it's like it's like seeing people meet up and greet and interact with each other is just amazing. Seeing that happen right beneath your nose constantly in the internet, and then that translating to real life is just amazing.
Yeah.
And seeing how close friendships develop, relationships start forming and then blossoming, and sometimes you obviously see the ugly side of life as well. But that's sort of like, that's the transition of that's how life is. You see the great side and the ugly side, but because you see both, it sort of like puts life into perspective. And there are times, I always say that sometimes there are missed opportunities, but you have to move on from those. And this is one of the and take every chance you can, because you never know what can happen. And you guys certainly did take the chance you got, and now look.
I mean, regarding chances, if you look at me and Emperor and the 50+ push-ups, including Finn, that we did in front of everyone.
I was not there to see this, and I'm upset that I
There
missed
are
that.
photos.
I missed that chance. I missed that chance.
I mean, apparently we had like a whole crowd of fuzz around us.
Yes, you did, because
Well,
we
I
thought.
didn't see.
Yes, because you guys were doing the push-ups. We just found it. Okay, most of us found it funny or weird. I just found it embarrassing.
Why?
Why?
Think about it this way. I'm the head of that UK First chat, right? So
Yeah.
obviously I feel slightly responsible. I mean, what do you expect from me? I feel responsibility when I'm not supposed to feel like having a responsibility, because that's how I work.
It's been confirmed. Oz is the supreme leader of the First Order.
Exactly.
I mean, the First Order, the Second Order, and the Supreme Leader of the WLTM Transport blog. That was probably like the worst segue into a sponsor, but here we go. WTM Transport blog covering London's transport when we come back from hiatus. Um, Visit them at www.wltmtb.co.uk. Covering London's transport for about 7 years now, which is pretty staggering, considering it is just under some people's halfway point in terms of age.
Actually, yeah, that is pretty impressive.
That's actually quite staggering. It makes me feel old. But more
You're
important, I mean, to be fair though, I did have my birthday the day before the Fermi. But it's
yeah.
not just that.
Mm.
It's just staggering how I can grow. If I can grow that in 7 years, I can grow this chat in 2 years. It just says something about giving things time to develop and giving things a chance. Because if you give them a chance, you never know what can happen. Sometimes, sometimes you feel like success isn't necessarily achievable, but there's always a tiny, tiny chance because you might never know that it's that tiniest piece of chance that you require for it to become, to blossom, for it to happen, for it to be positive. Like it's a high. Like I always feel like that UK First chat. Even though people are meeting up in the internet, it's like it's just a small piece of chance for everyone to sort of gel in person. Because I was worried that some people wouldn't be able to, wouldn't gel out of our chat. I'll be honest.
Wouldn't gel.
Yeah, wouldn't. Yeah, because I've seen what can happen in our chats.
Right.
Yeah.
People can disagree.
Cool. Yeah. I can't even say anything about.
But I can say that it's not as bad as the other chats I've seen so far.
We're not here to slander any other chats, by the way, just to point this out.
Yeah.
Because that's
Yes.
not our business.
We are here to give.
Very true.
We're here just to talk about our
Meet experiences.
Yes, our experiences of the second, and of course talk about the Swan.
Yes.
So yes, actually, I do want to go to talking about that UK First chat. What does that UK First chat mean to you? I don't really get to ask this, so it's quite interesting. I'm gonna go with Celegorm. What does that UK First chat that I run mean to you?
It means, to me, it means that I have at least one person who will always, just like worry about me if I ever feel upset. Because like, if I didn't have the UK First chat, I would probably, I'd probably have more friends in person, but I definitely have less friends in total. Because I know that everyone on the UK's First chat they can care about me or they can worry about me. Like they will always be up to talk if I ever need it, or if I ever just want to have, some fun and just talk to someone. Oh, if I don't kick my table. And I could always just have, people to talk to and possibly even see if we ever, make that connection. Or if we're convenient.
I just realised something. I've not seen you outside of an organised meet either by LondonFurs or by myself in terms of with a massive group, and we live quite close.
We do, and I think no, I haven't. Like I think I've met with one fur outside of a chat who lives close by. Otherwise, I've met with them, far away because it was organised and we wanted to see each other. But like, I've only actually met one person conveniently, not planned or anything.
I am actually
But
surprised.
I am a little as well. but that's because I'm a busy bee who always has things going on. Got things to do, places to be, work to accomplish. But besides
the only
that,
one.
yeah. So it means I always have a place where I can turn to if I ever need just to talk to someone or kill time.
Yay, we are your boredom fillers. But also, I mean, like, I'm pretty happy though that it supports you
Mm.
because
And then I support
yeah,
it
yeah,
whenever, because people have called me a counsellor before, but obviously not qualified.
oh yes. Most of us aren't qualified for anything in the UK first chat, technically. I mean,
Technically,
then
no.
again, you do have a qualified aerospace engineer in
And we
terms
have, yeah, and I
as a
swear
degree.
yeah, and me as a qualified waiter.
Yes, and there's obviously a few obviously there are a few many. I mean, we do. I know we have a qualified bartender.
Yeah,
Uh,
but we're not. But we're not talking about those qualifications. But anyway, but before we go off topic and start listing off all of the qualifications of the people in the fair chat,
or alcohol.
I mean, I have qualifications to also be a bartender. But anyway, so yeah, it supports me, and I support anyone in it who needs it.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I mean, I was about to say I love it. I love what you've said because saying I love it to the UK first chat, it's like saying I love it to a daughter or a you know. I love it, but at the same time, you annoy me so much sometimes. The chat, but I love it. It's like a petulant child. But we'll come back to that in a bit. Mooncoat, how do you think of the UK first chat that I run?
Well, personally, I think of it as a base of socializing. It's a chance to meet like-minded people and gradually express myself with the people who care and be by my side. I generally love this chat, and it's just amazing how every fur most of the time have each other's backs, and I just love helping other people. It's the only thing that really makes me truly happy. And you people are basically my crutches for everything. I would say, for example, emotional support, catering my way of thinking, which I know can be quite different. Uh, and, you know, just again, really being there for me.
Oh, I have to go. Oh, because I mean it is, yeah. Uh, trying to now describe the UK first chat. It's, I mean, for me, it's just something else. I mean, yeah, you have the support there, you have the friendships there, but it's the amount of the togetherness that you see from other people that you know that you've built is staggering. And it's not just that. When you go into the personal experiences, you see friendships develop, you see relationships develop. Like that UK first chat is the reason why I have I have one of my besties. I'll go with it. Two of my besties that I've had. Um, Unfortunately, obviously, one's not here. But yes, it's not just that. It's not just the immediate friends you find from the UK First chat. It's the extended friendships that you find from that chat. It's the chat that got me to meet so many other people in fur meets because that's how I got the confidence and the strength um, to go to fur meets. Uh, I think I've been to Liverpool on a whim because of that chat, and had a great day out. I've been to many other places and met so many people from those chat from the chats that I run, and it just it staggers me that the impact of something that I randomly do on the internet can be so widespread in a positive manner. Sometimes it can also be negative, but that's how life is sometimes. But
Yeah, you can't really please everyone.
yes, because
You
if
can
you did,
please, yeah,
it would be quite hard and very tiring.
exactly. You can only please as much people as you can, as humanly
Yes,
possible.
yes, and hopefully you don't please too many people, because then it might displease others.
Audible sigh.
I am a full-on audible sigh, but that's how life is.
Yeah.
And
I can successfully say anywhere I've been outside of London has been because of your chat, except for Birmingham because I went there with school. But yeah, I've been to because of your chat Harlow because I met someone on Amino. I've been to Alton for obvious reasons to you, and I've been to quite a few different places just because of your chat.
it's not just I mean, you've pointed out, people have been traveling. You've been traveling, for example, to go and see people in my chat. It's not just you. There's so many other people who have been introduced into traveling because of my chat, because of my influence as well. Because remember, I am also a transport enthusiast. I like my buses, I like my trains, I like my planes. So I have an extensive knowledge on how to get to places, and it means that I become the help point.
Yes,
Unwillingly sometimes, but
you
sure.
are you are the go-to for any sort of travel nowadays.
It's not just that though. I'm the go-to for quite a few things sometimes. Life, advice. There used to be a time where I actually was the go-to for advice for some. Obviously now I don't do that as much for obvious reasons.
Mm,
And yeah, it's just the impact of the chat is staggering. I've
but
seen
now, yeah,
I've
and now
seen
you
the
have
fruits.
an and yes, I would call them all.
I mean, now you also have a bad internet connection, but sure.
Oh, damn it!
It's not just that though. It's like you get to experience other people's internet connections as well. That is definitely a perk of the chats. That's definitely one.
You get to learn who has the better internet connection and who you can cal with better.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, that is definitely a thing. It's just like 2 years of it's weird to say 2 years of work has led to that chat meeting, like having that meet up in the
Mm,
LondonFurs. And some, like, the way how people got convinced to go there, it wasn't even me. That makes it even better. The fact that people are doing this themselves sort of like vindicates to the point where sometimes I question, am I needed? And then I realise later on, yes, I'm still needed. But it is still though like how people, well, one person is going, okay, we're gonna try and convince another person to go. That person then convinces another person to go, and so forth, and it spirals into something that's larger, and it just works. It works, and that's I have no words. I mean,
mm.
I mean, is there anything that you two want to ask me? Ask the host. We'll go with Celegorm
Mm.
first.
Not not really any questions I want to ask. What I do want to say, I'll say just after these questions. If
I mean, it can be like anything to do about the podcast, just anything you want, like anything that
nope,
we've discussed.
no questions about that. Well, no questions, but I do have a statement. And that statement is, I am very like proud at how everyone was able to handle that meet, and like me just bringing 3 people to their first London Fair, super like amazing. But then a whole group of 16 was extremely like amazing, and I'm very proud of both you and everyone in the chat who went that day.
I mean, to be fair though, it's like 16. Some of us it wasn't our first London meet. For some of us it was our
Yeah,
first,
no,
and some of us
yeah,
it was just our first meet in general.
yes,
So
yeah.
it's a varied spectrum of people. Yeah, and it does work out like that. I mean,
I think it was 4 or 5 out of the 7 people who were new. 2 LondonFurs were also new to the meet, so majority of the people had never been to any meets at all. So like, I mean, I kind of had the similar thing, whereas you were the only one. Whereas last time you were the only one to have been to a meet before, and then the 2 others, majority, hadn't at all. But
yeah.
yeah, I'm just super proud of you and everyone else. You handling the situation, Minnie, how she was able to just be there, and how she was able to like get on with it, how she was able to like interact with everyone and make them feel welcome, and then just everyone else who also participated and came just because they had the confidence to go to their first LondonFurs, which is a big spook when you're still, just haven't been to one before. It is one of the more daunting.
I mean, it is because it is one of the largest meets that
It
one can go
is.
to. It Yeah, it is really large, and it feels weird to say that, but it is. Um,
With an average of like, well, would you say like 30 or 40 people each time? Well, no, definitely more than that, because there maybe even like an average of 60, I'd say.
you can get up to that, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
quite large.
I know
People travel
for,
far and wide for it.
I know I'm speaking in the past I'm about to speak into the past before the 2nd of November, but like in the last meet that was at the venue this meet was at, there was well over 100 people there just to see off the last day at that venue, consecutively. And so like, London Furs is definitely one of the biggest, if not the biggest, meet in all of England. Definitely of London, because well, I think there's only like one other meet in England, and that's not even not
In
in
London.
London. One other meet in London, and that's not even like publicized much. So,
Oh, right.
but yeah.
Yeah. Gonna go with now Mooncoat. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Ask the host. And that's gone silent. Yes. Apologies for
Oh,
that.
he's full. I think he's fallen out.
Of connection, yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Personally, I would like to, going to that firm meet there. The experiences were amazing. The fact that people were there to meet, were there because of my chat was amazing. The way that my chat has progressed over time has been amazing. This whole experience has been amazing. The friends I meet, like not just at this meet, but it's like this is like the biggest vindication of that. But it is indeed the friends that I meet overall online, you know, can be, can even be life changing. The friends you meet can literally just impact your life in a very positive way. Um, I mean, I can safely say that 2 of my besties I met literally through that chat, and it's just it's emotional in a great way because you look back and you think 2 years ago, if you told me this happened, I'd be like, "Are you sure? Are you sure? What sort of hallucinating things have you been taking?
Are you inebriated?
Are you slightly intoxicated on a Virgin train at 10 in the evening?" Because
God
when
damn it! You and your trains.
no, that actually happened once, but we shall not talk about that. And
Uh,
oh yes,
I'm going to have to.
Mooncoat.
Yes.
Is there anything you want to ask the host?
Nothing really comes to my mind other than the fact that there was a slight coincidence when we were talking about Wi-Fi connections, and
Yes.
mine immediately dies for about 5 minutes.
We noticed after I stopped speaking, which took a while considering how much I speak.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, as I was saying, thank you, thank you thank you both, not just for joining the podcast, but being in that UK First chat, because it means so much to have you guys there as people,
Oh,
and I mean I give thanks to Mooncoat.
you're welcome, dear.
I give thanks to Celegorm.
Yes, Supreme Leader. See, you didn't make any in jokes at the meet, but now you're making some talking about them.
I mean, to be fair though, Supreme Leader has been a running joke for years, and it's not just UK Furs that have made that joke. So go figure. I give thanks to Minnie, who literally isn't here at the moment because she had to
She
go.
had to pop off.
She had to go halfway through. And we give thanks to myself because I am the host.
Thank you, Supreme Leader.
And I give
Thank you,
thanks.
Chancellor.
I give thanks to LondonFurs for enabling this sort of experience to happen. I don't know if anyone from LondonFurs would listen to this, but it is. I give thanks to that, and I also will give thanks to our sponsors. We are sponsored today by Celegorm's Art Commissions. They do art. He does art.
I do art.
Yes, you do art.
Good art.
They may not look it, but I'm here.
Contact him at Celg. That's at CELEG on Telegram, and private message him for more information on his art commissions. And we also give thanks to the WLTM Transport blog. The payment today for the sponsorship of the WLTM Transport blog is a piece. It's a section of rock of Virgin Trains. Virgin Trains do the sweet rock thing.
Oh, rock candy.
Yeah, rock candy.
Ah.
Yes.
Ah,
Virgin Trains have rock candy sometimes at their first class lounges, and apparently I'm going to give myself one from my left hand to my right hand.
Totally not bragging about first class.
And yeah, Virgin Trains. We are not sponsored by Virgin Trains.
No, we are sponsored by by me and the transport blog.
Yes, so we are sponsored by me and you, Celegorm.
Yes. What a great team.
Oh yes, and so yeah, we've given thanks to everyone, and we bid you guys a good night.
Farewell.
See ya.